So the LR Androids EZA should be upcoming very, very soon. As you see right here, it does release on the 5th at 12 a.m. Pacific time. And that means that obviously, like always, 2 days prior to the EZA officially coming out, we do get the EZA information. So how things should go is we should get the EZA details at 12 a.m. Pacific time on the 3rd. And then later that day, at around like, I'd say 6 p.m. Pacific time, we'll get the data download. And then, of course, on the 5th at 12 a.m. Pacific time is when we'll receive the actual EZA in game. So we should have details tonight, essentially. Very, very exciting. I actually think that this is an EZA that I'm really, really looking forward to. I think that this EZA could be pretty helpful for the Androids team. I did ask you guys what you want to see from the EZA. I got a couple of responses here, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. But let's first cover what's going on with the Androids. Keep in mind, the active skill conditions cannot change. The exchange for 13 for 3 turns can be activated, and like anything involving the active skill cannot be changed. And I think even though it's timed, that also cannot be changed from what I'm understanding, since it's part of the active skill. So this is always going to stay the same. Now, I think the condition is quite easy to activate. 66% HP or less on the Androids team, essentially having 2 more Androids allies on the team. It's another 2 or more, so it doesn't include themselves, of course. So let's say again we have the new Android 21, and then MVP 17, bam, even this 821 right here. Like, it's pretty easy to get 2 other Androids allies in the teams, and then looking at their teams themselves, there are not a lot of them. So hopefully they're gonna actually be good, because again, they're not really helping a lot of teams in general. If they're hyper focused towards the Androids team, I think that would be ideal. They are already in Androids category, support. So, I mean, increase this to like 3 key and then 50, even 50% attacking defense would be crazy, but at least like adding defense onto this as a bare minimum, I think would be the ideal way to go about it. Just as a little baseline, or maybe if they want to do like something special, like give them damage reduction support. Again, damage reduction support goes hard. They can go crazy at the 2 key, 40% attacking defense, and then 10% reduction support. That would be pretty cool. Now this has to change, especially. I think this is just not it anymore. Like, again, the idea is that, oh, you can't dodge anymore. Well, then you get exchanged to 16, and that's fair. But I think this being their sole defensive mechanic that they have to rely on, only 30% is not enough. Ideally, this changes to, okay, my idea is give them a high chance to dodge baseline, right? So they have high chance to dodge enemies attack. Then if you're above 66% HP or more, give them an extra 16% chance to dodge. Obviously that would make sense because this is Android 16 is in the card, and we see like we have the 17, 18 and 1, 7, 8, basically 17 and 18 right here. Give them like 16% here to help round out that kind of theme. And that's something that they would do. Like, realistically, Dokkan could do something like that. Worst case scenario, something like they have the medium chance to dodge and then the 16% or something like that. That would suck. Comparatively to like a 66% chance to dodge, that would be way better. This character, I don't know. Another thing is that key is definitely an issue. I mean, what if they change this 1 key to like, I don't know, or what they could do is they could make this like 5 key and then 178% attacking defense. I think that would be fine, right? And that would still keep that theme that they want to go for, because they usually like to like keep these like theme, like the thematic like numbers with these characters and stuff like that. Makes a lot of sense to me. And then obviously like even boosting up to 170% is not necessarily even enough for them. They're gonna want like defense raise for the turn on super attack, or like with each dodge they get extra stats or something like that, because these multiplicative stats nowadays are such an important thing. Like, it's very rare for a character to be good without multiplicative stats unless they have like super high damage reduction. Then it's like it's a little better, but even with like dodging or guard, you want to have these multiplicative stats for your base defense. Dodge not so much, right? But it's like if you don't dodge and then your defense sucks, obviously, you know, you're just gonna die anyways. So you want to have defense that can at least like sustain even a little bit, even if it's not exactly double digit tanking, like relatively close to that. So it's like you don't instantly die and you become a dodge or die unit, like if you don't end up evading the attack. I think that's very important for them. I mean, maybe they'll add some other mechanics to them, like they could give them orb changing, I guess. Like, what does the androids team like need? Honestly, what the android team really would want is like multi-turn support, but I think they wouldn't give that to an easy A. They would probably give that to like a brand new character. So I wouldn't like expect something like that. Maybe some form of a scouter could be interesting for this team, I guess. We have like ghost ushers on this team already. Like we have the tech androids as a ghost usher. We have a lot of healing on this team already, so we don't need that. The team is pretty good key wise, so I don't think they need to become like an orb changer. I think that would be kind of like worthless on them. It's really like some of these more modern abilities, like I said, like the damage reduction support, multi-turn support, that it's like, I mean, in essence, these guys are a supporting character, so it would be nice if they focus on that. And I mean, if they do want to give these, like this character a multi-turn support ability, that'd be pretty sick. Now, Android 16, he, I think, could be really good. I mean, very easy, I think, to make him actually very usable and tanky, right? I mean, 200% start of turn and 6 keys is a good baseline. We all know most of the 6 keys in the game end up guarding, right? I mean, let me bring up, by the way, if you feel like, if I sound like a little weird, I'm a little sick, just a little bit. My nose is kind of stuffy, but we move. This 16 guards, this 16 guards, this 16 has guard. Like all these under 16s, this one has guard. Like, give him guard, why not? Just, what if he just straight up guards, right? He's only lasting for the 3 turns, so in those 3 turns, make him really good, right? Give him, let's say, move this up to 250%. Give him guard, make him get like, I don't know, even 100% attack and defense when guard is activated. So he's in the first slot and he's like very tanky in the first slot. High chance to Curtis Spine. Maybe this could change to like extending to another enemy, but I mean, this is not that big of a deal. You're not really gonna see this, but like, what could they change this to? Maybe like I don't know. Like, what teams are still on that like excuse me, that could also like go to other, like, what if it's like time travelers enemies as well? Like, oh yeah, imagine they add like time travelers enemy to that, and then it's like suddenly you're able to use this against, or even worldwide chaos or something like that, and then you're able to use that against like fusions of Masu in the Disma Future Red Zone. That'd be really sick. I would like that a lot, actually. And then make this also greatly raise defense for the turn. And he's like for cooking, right? Damage, not necessarily caring about that damage, but again, if he has like guard, 100% attacking defense with guard is activated, and then he could do like triple supers in the hardest fights, and you know, raising his defense, stuff like that, that could be cool. But I hope that they make this guy really good, and it's like, okay, it's actually worth maybe potentially switching into this, from this character to this character. Like, imagine like you get past the first phase of fusions of Masu, and then you can switch into this guy, and then he's like tanking slot 1, and then he's like doing triple supers against the guy. Like, that's maybe asking for a bit much, but I would love that, right? I mean, it makes sense. He's the only Android 16 that does not have any guard whatsoever. So like, even if it's like guards all attacks, if there's another androids category ally on the rotation, that's fine, right? You know, you're gonna run this guy in androids anyways, right? And usually they feel better about like giving these little small restrictions. Not that you wouldn't run these characters with androids anyways, but you guys kind of get the point there. With how they like to design these units, they like to they just love adding restrictions, even if the restrictions are like pointless. They just like adding restrictions just to like make the character more like, how to explain it, just make them more specific in certain situations, right? So they're not good in every single situation, but in certain like setups they do excel. That's what they love doing. Now let's see what you guys are saying here. Hopefully we'll get some good answers. Android 16 to be Limit Breaker Vegito ×4. That's fair. I mean, yeah, again, like, you only get him for the 3 turns. Make him really good during those 3 turns. I would love that. Android, that's fair. Did I spell it wrong? No. Okay. Dodge chance and support. That's fair. If you want specifics, 17-18 is a support dodge unit with high defense after super. 16 has a monstrous sting and attacker since you only have him for 2 turns. I agree. Good units, be good. 16 being the best defensive unit. Set 51% reduction. I assume that's because that's probably what 17 plus 18 plus 16 is 51%. I'm assuming something like that. I think maybe, I don't know. Whatever. Oh, here's an actual Easy A concept from Ignitex. Let's go ahead and take a look here. I'll go ahead and retweet this. You know, I'll retweet for the boy. Let's see. Okay, so I gotta zoom this out. They're not gonna give them 170% here, by the way. I would not expect that. This is probably gonna stem. Well, are they the first? This will increase to 160%. I'm thinking, because yellow coin LRs, like who's the last yellow coin LR with the 150% leader for a category? I don't think we've had one like that was just 150% for a category leader. Like I know this character, like these are Dokkan Fest LRs, right? But the LR Vegito Blue character, when he's 8, he went from 150% to, I mean, they could make it 170%. I would assume it's going to be 160%, but I mean, they could. Not like you would run this unit as a leader, but I mean, it could be interesting if you don't have the new 21. You could potentially run this unit as a leader if they're good enough. Greatly raised in 12 key, massive raise attacking defense 18 key. Yeah, key 4, 178% attacking defense, high chance to dodge. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super, and then high chance to crit if there's an android's ally in the rotation. Key 3 and 50% stat. Again, I think this is like actually like a reasonable like thing to expect. Maybe the massive raise they wouldn't do. Maybe they just make it a great race, but like this is like realistic to see, I think, which is really funny from these guys. And then 16, 50% reduction. Okay. So key 6 and 250%. I see. High chance to crit. 2 additional attacks that's high chance to become a super. Additional super attack if there's an androids category. Oh yeah, I mean they could just give him an additional free and then do this. I mean, he would be pretty good. Imagine with all that greatly raising defense. I guess the only thing is that slot 1, would he really be a good slot 1 unit? I mean, 250% is a lot plus his links, plus 50% reduction, but he still probably would have like 300, 400k defense before he attacks with 50% reduction. Would that be enough? I feel like, you know, in a lot of bosses it could be enough, but guard probably would be better for him in that scenario, or like, you know, some multiplicative defense when receiving an attack. Big numbers, guard for 16, high chance to dodge, and added defense support. Yep. Yeah, and then Dragonstones. 18 chemical under your phone. Okay, man. Gooners out here, man. That's crazy. 50 to 70% dodge, and then high defense while super. 16 could be the best unit in the game, considering you only see him for 2 turns. I mean, yeah, imagine they make 16 like blue fusions level, because they're like, yeah. Multi-turn support as a super attack effect. Okay, I you know that could work. Like if they give like on their 18 key, it's like 2 turns. They give all allies like 20% attacking defense. That could be interesting. That would be actually very, very powerful. Better dodge chances. 16 should also support. So that, I don't know, maybe like at least key. That'd be fine. With either conditional, guaranteed guard, or a reduction in a combination with better super attack effects. I think his super attack effects are fine. Just make his 18 key also have defense. And I think these are like fine. I mean, the HP loss, the HP loss won't even mean anything, because you have 21 that'll heal all the HP back that you lose. And it's only 6%, so that's not a big deal. Mega explosion with a guaranteed kill. Okay. Heal, support, better dodge. Yeah, okay. Yeah, again, this is like, okay. Guaranteed guard when 17 or 18 are around, and then 60% reduction when guard is activated. I mean, I guess the only issue is that, like, there's not a good, like, 16 or 17 unit right now at the top of my head. Except for MVP 17, actually. No, he's good. So that would be fine. Yeah. And then he gets 60% reduction when he's guarding. Just make him invincible. Okay. What are the quotes looking like? We'll look at the quotes and then we'll... Okay. Android 16 count fed. The time has come to fight. Alright. 33 stones. It actually is going to be 34 Dragon Stones. No, actually, it will be 33. Yeah, silly me. I was wrong. Look at me. I'm a fraud. What could I say? Top 2 Gold Coin and Lars under Super Boo. Forward 16 doing 45 mil attack stats. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm very... Like, 16, with how he is, he's the type of unit that they'll make, like, really good. So, I'm thinking it's this character that... I mean, obviously, this is the character you're going to see, I think, most of the time. So, this is who you want to be actually really good. But I think 16, they're probably going to end up making strong based off, like, you know, the fact that he's very... Like, it's not that he's very limited or hard to get out, but, like, he's just, like, you don't see him during the whole fight, so... Let me know what you guys think, though, of what you want to see with the androids. Details tonight. I'll catch you next time.